All right, what's going on YouTube? Card Collector 2 coming at you here with a brand new video. And this is going to be yet another grading submission reveal, except this time it's Pokemon. This is an order, if you've watched my channel, you will recognize as an order I sent back in October. This was a big Pokemon collection I got off a good friend locally who wanted to move it all in bulk, and I ended up sending almost everything minus a couple cards because the cost at the time was super cheap. This is back in the days when it wasn't super expensive and the orders were, getting back relatively quickly. And then PSA got a ton of cards. Things slowed down and this order took a little bit longer, but again, at a good price to get them in and get them graded. Felt pretty good with sending these in and getting them back whenever. Not sure we did quite as good as we might have hoped. I would have expected some slightly higher grades. I think some of the 8s I expected 9s, 7s I expected 8s, etc. But ultimately, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Again, I don't follow the Pokemon singles market on a daily basis. It is certainly not my forte, but I try to keep up with it, and there's some things in here that I recognize. So if you are the Pokemon expert here and want to drop an opinion, would love to get some feedback on this. Ultimately, at the prices PSA is going to be able to charge now when they open back up, I'm going to feel pretty good about having a lot of these slapped in general. So still a win in that regard, but take a look. Let me know your guys' thoughts, but let's get into it. Starting off, again, I just literally took these out of the box, so they're not going to be in any order. Lugia Hollow, 8. I know there's a couple 8s in this. I think they're going to be right here. I expected these to be 9, truthfully. These are pretty clean copies. This one's got some scratches in the hollow. Some of those are on the case, but not the worst. I was expecting some of them to be 9s. So there's 3 8s. This got a 5. I don't know what's up with this. There's like a dent or something on the back. So 5, that's obviously disappointing. Legendary Collection, Dragonite. That's an 8. Legendary Collection Reverse. This is Seal 7. Here's another Dark Dragonite. That's an 8 from Legendary. This is not bad. Here's a 9. I have a Charizard like this and an 8. Or a 9, I'd have to check. But I like that set. Again, I'm trying to get more educated in Pokemon because I actually like it, and this is what I first started in when I first got in cards. I was probably 7 or 8. Dark Blastoise did not have much success. 6, man. Yeesh. Those services must be brutal to get 6s. Dark Persian as a 9. Not terrible. Machamp as an 8. Again, the price point just made so much sense. Again, this is back in October, so pricing and turnaround and everything was supposed to be very, very different. Pricing was for sure. So the price, it was hard to really complain. Gengar. This is actually right here. This is one of my favorite Pokemon from when I was a kid. Jolteon. I actually loved this card. Like, when I think of, like, Pokemon, like, it's this and Charizard for me. Just, again, that's what I remember from my childhood. Like, this card I loved. So I would love to be able to get, like, a first edition 10 of this. That's probably one of the cards on my list. I'm sure it's not crazy expensive, but it's one I'll likely grab and just hold on to forever. No intentions to resell. Giovanni's Persian 6. Again, a little beat up on the back. Corner's a little raised, so not amazing. There's an 8. Hitmonchan. Then you've got Misty's Tentacruel as a 9. It's actually probably pretty good timing for this, right, with the National coming up. I'll likely end up taking some of this to the National. Again, I want to try to have a diverse offering there. There's a 9. There's a Sabrina's Alakazam as a 9. Pidgeot Hollow as an 8. That's base set 2. Lieutenant Surge's Firo as an 8. Pharaoh. There's an 8. There's a 9. Man, I'll tell you what, with the lighting and this camera on this iPhone, those certainly pop. Look at that card. It's pretty clean. Hard to argue that. Brock's Rhydon as a 9. So not bad. Back-to-back 9s. And Sabrina's Gengar as an 8. Cool looking card. Alright. So solid first start. Not bad. Not could be better, could be worse for sure. Erica's Clefable as an 8. Sorry. Alright, here's another one as an 8. Not bad here. Rocket's Moltres as a 9. That's pretty solid. I just feel like some of these could have been 10s. I mean, I get it, there's a little white there, so it's hard to argue that. I just... Rocket's Moltres, another one as an 8. They're close. They're in good shape, though, so... Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz as a 9. Dark Machamp Hollow 8. That's first edition. Here's another one. That's probably pretty solid. First edition 9. Another first edition Dark Gyarados Hollow as a 9. Then you got another Dark Vileplume Hollow as a 9. So 3 straight 9s. That's not a bad run. Here's a Dark Magneton as a 7 first edition. Picked up one of those as a GMA 6.5 in Boston. Dark Dugtrio Hollow as an 8 first edition. Rocket's Sneak Attack. This is another card, like one of those ones I remember having as a kid. Was this card, Rocket Sneak Attack. There's an 8 first edition. I mean, it might not have been first edition, I get that, but it's just one of those cards when like I see it, I'm like, this is like deja vu, nostalgia, right? This is what I remember from when I was a kid. Rainbow Energy Hollow is a 5. That's pretty tough. Oh, it's raised. Raised there on the bottom. I don't see anything major, so 5 might be light, but would have to look. Dark Dragonite as an 8. Another one as a 6. I mean, the surface is scuffed. I get it. Oh, some sort of like mark, probably. Right there, you can see it. That's probably what it is. All right, Scyther Hollow as an 8, first edition. Mr. Mime Hollow as an 8, first edition. Pidgeot Hollow, first edition as an 8. And then Wigglytuff Hollow, first edition as an 8. So not bad. I mean, 8s and 9s on first edition Hollows. Can't really complain with that. All right. Clefable, first edition 8. Now, like this kind of stuff, there's, like you'll notice, I'll pull this up to, like, there's stuff like this. These are the sets I don't know as much about. So like Fossil Jungle, base set 1, base set 2, Team Rocket, that kind of stuff. I know a lot more about it. Like I know a little bit about the Legendary Collection. Once you start getting into some of this 03, 04, 05, like that kind of stuff, I just don't know as much about it. That's where I'm trying to learn, trying to get more well-versed, a little more educated. So this kind of stuff, like I don't have any idea about this card. Brian, the guy I was buying it from, kind of explained it to me as I was buying it, but it's not something I've paid attention to enough. So on that kind of stuff, I don't mean to sound uneducated, but truthfully, I'm uneducated on it. So if you have any comments on something that's like not, again, Team Rocket, that first edition, Shadowless, original base set Witches of the Coast type stuff, that's the stuff I know really well. I mean, not really well. I shouldn't say that. That sounds like I'm full of myself because I know for a fact I don't know a lot about it, but that's the stuff comparatively to some of the others, 04, 05 stuff. I just don't know as much about that stuff. Nice one here. Dark Charizard Hollow as a 9. Gyarados, Shadowless, 6. Now, I don't know if this is all from Brian. Some of this stuff was mine. I had a Shadowless set. I'm not sure if any of this in here is included in it, but cool looking card. Reverse from Legendary. U2. Another one, Drowsy Reverse as a 6. Blaine's Charizard Hollow, the Japanese. There's a 5. Man, some of these grays, like that looks pretty clean. There's a light like mark right through there. You can see it, so maybe it was that. I'd have to look a little closer. Dark Blastoise, Team Rocket, first edition, 7. Not bad. I was hoping for a 9. Shining Tyranitar, got an 8. There's actually 2 of them. Both got 8s. Man. That's a pretty clean 8. I mean, there's a little mark there. Maybe a minor mark there, so maybe that's it, but whew, it's a good looking 8. Shining Mewtwo as an 8. I was hoping for 9s on a lot of these, but... And then here's this one. Shining, is it Celebi? As a 7. And then one of the ones I always keep these. Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard. I probably have, I have a good amount of each. I'd say probably 10 of each. I just don't ever move them. I enjoy collecting them. Again, this is like... This got me hooked on cards, like the trading card aspect. That kind of stuff when I was a kid was the Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard. So to me, they're not, like an 8's not expensive enough to sell it. This is what I truly enjoy collecting. I'll keep this. I keep a lot of that stuff unless I just absolutely need to move it. Like I said, one of my goals is to get a first edition Shadowless 10 Charizard, or a 9, not a 10. I don't want a 10. That's a $250,000 card. I think was the last sale of 400,000. I know Sasha has one. I want a 9. I would almost consider an 8 too. I don't want the real expensive one, just something a little nicer. Vaporeon, there's an 8. All right, this is cool. This is actually, I didn't know this was a 9. I thought they were lower grades. I might end up keeping this as, like I said, the one from, like this was the Pokemon when I was growing up. All right. Another Flareon Hollow 9. Hitmonchan Hollow, you can see scratched, super tough. Not as familiar with this one. Reshiram 2013. I know that's a Pokemon that sells well in other products, but that's a 9, probably a solid grade. There's a bunch of these, and I think most of them got 9s. I don't think I got 1 10, and some of these are clean. There's a bunch of these. These are like the Squirtle deck. Yeah, these are like the Game Boy cards, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there's a bunch of them, and there's some Venusaurs. I don't think any of them 10'd. I think I got 9s. Oh, but yeah, look at that. I mean, yikes. 9s. I mean, they're clean, too. Yeah, I thought that for sure we'd have some 10s, but wasn't in the cards. Erica's Dragonair, first edition Hollow. Got a 9. I was hoping one of these would have done better than they did. I got a 7 on both. I know these are pretty tough. Kind of learned a lot about this card in recent years. I got a Ditto as a 7. Lapras as a 4. You can see that top corner is smoked. Nope, not good there. Rapidash, Reverse Foil, Expedition. I know this is a set that gained popularity. Learned a little bit about that set. Here's a Dragonite, same set. It's a 7. Then you got a Legendary Reverse Psyduck as a 6. Pidgeotto as a 5. I expected to do a little better on some of these. That's not amazing on the back, but a 5. I mean, it's hard, right? The whole thing's foiled for the most part. I mean, it's reverse foil, so a lot of it's foiled, but I expected a little better. 5 on this, too. It's like a mark right there. You can kind of see it. On Blaine's Arcanine, first edition Hollow. Got a 9. Good looking card. Like I said, some of these really pop in the light. Vaporeon, Delta Species. Got a 9. Again, don't really know a ton about this set. I'm not as familiar with this. There's an 8. All right, final stretch here. Again, if you guys enjoyed the grading videos, thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Articuno, Fire, Red, and Leaf Green. Got a 6. Big old like dent on the side. You can kind of see it. Zapdos, Fire, Red, and Leaf Green. Got a 9. Here's the Venusaurs, right? So this is how you know things were not going my way. Ready for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we did get a 10. Holy cow. Actually didn't think we got a 10. There we go. There's 110. Wow. I think that's our first 10 of this sub. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 9s on this and 6 9s on Blastoise. So, honestly, if they ever bring back a cheap Pokemon option, I could end up cracking some of the better looking ones and sending them again. Maybe one in this sub, one in this sub, one in this sub, just send them in different subs. I think sending them all in the same sub kind of hurt me, but this is also, actually, I would love, if you made it this far and you're a Pokemon guy, or guy or girl, I would love some tips on this, because I think this is considered the swirl, and this matters in Pokemon. Again, I don't know as much about it, but that's clearly a swirl. And if you look on some of these other ones, like this one doesn't have it, but that one does. So it's actually got a swirl too. It's not notated. I mean, you clearly can't see it on this one. You can see there's like no swirl like that, but this one has it. So probably not a bad one to get a 10 on. I would love to know more on that. If you have any advice, tips, tricks, anything like that, feel free to comment down below. I would welcome that feedback for sure. Expedition Alakazam 9, that's a pretty cool card. Butterfree as an 8. Blissey, first edition as an 8. I'll take first edition 8 to 9s on hollows for sure all day. All day on that stuff. That stuff will sell. Magneton as an 8. Is it Ampharos? Ampharos as a 9. Sucoin? No idea. Pokemon I'm most familiar with. Raikou got a 9, solid. Entei got a 9, that's not bad. Another solid grade. Got an 8. Again, some tough cards, 2 grades. So, Neo Revelation, Ho-Ho as a 9, 1 mark. I mean, a lot of these are really, really close. I think a lot of these got fairly graded, or fairly graded. If you look at them, the only thing I was a little disappointed on, like I said, was the Blastoise and the Venusaur. But I mean, you can see there's a tiny mark there, I guess. I thought it's a little OC left to right, maybe. If you look at it, maybe a slight OC. Not bad, but then you can at least make the argument, I guess. Crobat as a 9, and then I thought I saw a swirl. Nope. Misdrevious got an 8. All right, last pile. Let's take it home. Stay tuned, guys. Gonna have a bunch of cool content coming soon, so appreciate those of you that made it this far. I'm gonna split this into 2 piles, probably make it a little easier. Smaller piles. Jumpluff as a 9. Porygon 2 as a hollow, got a 9. Celebi, hollow, got a 9. Kingdra, first edition, got an 8. Ampharos again, the one I couldn't pronounce. I think that, does that count as a swirl? Swirl, right? Is an 8. Set that off to the side, I'll look into those. Dark Alakazam, Team Rocket, 8. Pre-release Gyarados, 7. Another one, sick, 2 7s. We gotta get off the 7 train. Prefer 8s, there we go. Muck, hollow, got a 9. Yuck. Hitmonlee, 5. It's kind of scratched up in there. Back's a little imperfect, so makes sense. And then Dragonite as an 8. All right, finishing up strong here, hopefully. Got a Magneton first edition hollow as an 8. We've got a Raichu first edition hollow as an 8. Again, good looking color. Flareon first edition hollow as an 8. Venusaur, again. Some of these could have been from the shop, just picked up in deals. I'll just send them in, grade them, and whenever they get back, they get back. I probably have, again, 10 of each or so. Another Venusaur for the collection. There's a 5. I think at some point it would be cool to get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 10s of each of them. I think that would kind of be cool. I have a base set 2 Venusaur 10, but I don't have, like, the base set 1. Blaine's Charizard, hollow, 7. Base Charizard, or base at 2 Charizard. But that's a swirl, right? Like, I think that swirl stuff matters about it. I mean, I know it matters. Like, I remember being explained about it. I just don't keep up with, like, how rare it is. We did actually have a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I forgot about this. Here's 2 of them. I think there's only 2. They should be Blue Eyes, White Dragons. I don't know which one. Like, this is the better one. I just don't know if, like, there's a certain year, a certain set you're looking for. I really don't know. I just remember getting into these when I was a kid. So, I just save those. They're not super expensive. Got a couple of these back. Oh, well, this is what we're going to finish on. Wait, we got that. We'll finish with that. We'll start with that. All right. Got a 9, Champion's Path, Trainer Box, cheap, go out and shop. And then 3, 6, 10s. So I got 7 10s in the entire sub. 6 of them were 2020. So out of all the old stuff, only 1 of them got 10. So don't know if I didn't have a great sub, if my stuff was just not that good, or what it may be. Again, I was expecting a couple more 10s, truthfully. I would have guessed 5 to 10 total 10s. Then we got another Venusaur, so 4 Venusaurs in total. This one's a 7. So I think we got 2 4s, a 5, and a 7. Again, lots of 8s, lots of 9s, and a lot of that stuff. It'll still do fairly well. Probably sort through it, see what I want to keep, see what I want to, if there's anything I would ever want to regrade, see if there's anything I want to take to the National or whatnot. So, yeah, again, not the best, not the worst I've ever had, but appreciate it if you made it this far in the video. But for now, guys, that is all I got. Peace.